Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I am so happy you guys are here today. This is my mom, Jordan. I'm Josie. This is her channel, but I am in it sometimes.
You're good. Keep going.
And I am so happy to be here.
Oh, I love you. We're doing spring TBRs. Before I fully explain and do my TBR, we're going to let her pick a prompt. And she's going to go pick a book off of her shelf to come back at the end and let us know what book she chooses. Go ahead.
Do I tell you guys?
Yeah.
Okay. A novel inspired by
Folklore.
folklore, myths, or fairy tales. Oh, I have some fairy tales.
Do you have fairy tales? All right.
Back at the ending.
She'll be back. I know that it is the season for spring TBRs. If you are on my channel enough, then you know I already do blind TBRs, and those TBRs are stacked. And I always have wanted to do like the TBR jar type of thing, but I love my blind TBRs way too much, so I just never switch. So I thought it'd be really fun to create like a seasonal TBR jar prompts type of TBR. So these would be books that I will add in addition to my monthly TBRs. Whatever books I put on this spring TBR will probably be on this cart, ready for me to mood read through until June when I switch to summer books. In this jar, I have about 20 spring-inspired TBR prompts. And I pulled off of my giant TBR shelf a bunch of books that kind of give me spring vibes. And let me move this back because I don't think you can see the bottom. I'm gonna pull out, I think, 7 prompts, and these will just be added to my cart for me to mood read through. I will not read all of these books, and that is okay. I love to be able to mood read, but I love to have at least some form of TBR curated. There's only one book on this cart that I am determined to fit into at least one prompt. The rest, we'll just see. Perfect spring one, a book with pastel colors on the cover. Okay. This is why I do blind TBRs, guys, because I am horrible at making decisions. Instant decision fatigue. I have no clue what I want to pick.
I have no idea what I'm doing, but I know I'm doing it really, really well.
Pastel colors. The Score. That is definitely more like that subtle pastel colors, and I really am very eager to continue with this series. But let's see what else. Can I make this one work? That's a stretch. Darn it. I would say Wildfire is also more of that pastel coloring. Where does this take place? Taking jobs at a summer camp. Maybe I save this for summer, or I read it now and it gets me even more in the mood for summer. This is literally gonna be the longest video ever for me to edit. I'm gonna take so long to make decisions. No, that won't work. Okay, I feel like it's gotta come down to these two. Oh my gosh, I do not know. Okay, we're gonna solve this like I solve everything in life. I'm gonna put them behind my back, and I'm gonna holler to my kids to pick right or left. Right or left? They said right. I think I would have picked this one if I really had to make the choice myself. I'm excited because it has been a long time since I read the first 2 books in this series. This is the off-campus series, Hockey College Romance. I very much enjoyed the first 2 books. I don't know why it has taken me literally years to pick up the third. Plus, this is a series I need to just get through and finish, so this is a great choice. A book with an animal on the cover. That should be pretty easy, except I think I have a lot of books with animals on the cover. Birds. I might have to do this book, but there's gonna be a lot with animals. Okay, hold on. Nope. More birds. A dog, but I would choose this over that. We have another dog, but I'd still choose this one. Magnolia Park's reread. There's a deer. I have been desperate to reread this series, so do I do a reread or a new book? I think I'm gonna go with this one because I'm so sick of hearing people say this book's amazing, and it's nice and short, so I should be able to fly right through it. It might be a fall book though, I don't know. I guess it doesn't clarify. I truly do not know what this is about. All I'm going on is the fact that I have friends that have absolutely loved this book, and it's like almost a favorite. I'm gonna pick this one and finally read this book. A story about a fresh start. How do I know? Okay, maybe Happiness for Beginners. I think this is a fresh start type of story because she was newly divorced but then gets invited to do this like hardcore wilderness survival course. But it turns out sometimes disaster can teach you exactly the things you need to learn, like how to keep going even when you think you can't. This screams fresh start to me, like the end of a relationship, starting a new life. So I think I'm gonna go with this one because it's been on my TBR for so long and I really like Catherine Center's books and it is definitely one of her most popular books, so it's natural that I should just finally read this. Plus you've got the flowers on it that scream spring. Number 4. A book with flowers or plants on the cover. I know exactly what book I'm going to put here because it is the book that I was going to force onto this TBR at all costs. Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. Have I seen this book literally everywhere for years? Yes. Why have I waited so long to read it? I'm not so sure that cozy fantasy is my type of genre. I love the romance and the high stakes of fantasy, so I just am not sure that I'm gonna love this, but I have quite a few members in my Patreon who have loved it. I don't know, like I'm just feeling drawn to this book right now, so I did go pick it up yesterday to prepare for me to film this because like I said, I was gonna force it onto my TBR, and then my Patreon friends told me it actually takes place in the winter. This is so deceiving, but I don't care. I'm still gonna put it on my spring TBR. I actually am like very excited to try this book. I think it just came down to me like waiting to be in the right mood for it, and now is that time. A book under 300 pages for a quick, easy read. Here for that. I really want to read this. That's over 300. About variation. Ooh, definitely over 300. I might not have a book for this. I guess I could check Wildfire again. That's over 300. Can I make this work? We're gonna go Trust of the Emerald Sea. Yes, this is over 300 pages, but I am 150 pages into this book. It has been sitting half read for like 6 whole months. I talked about it recently in another video and people strongly encouraged me to read and just finish that second half, and I really hate when books are sitting like half read. It feels like this looming unaccomplished thing on my to-do list, so I really do want to finish it. And if I count the fact that I read 150 pages already, then I technically only have 200 pages left in this book. Slightly cheating. It's okay, it's my TBR, I can cheat. I'm just really hoping that the second half of this book is better to me than the first half has been, but at the very least, at least I can finally say I finished it. Alright, 2 more. A book with cottagecore or small town romance. How do you guys do your TBR like this every single month? Okay, cottagecore, small town romance. Ooh, Things We Left Behind is small town, and it would be, I think, completing a series I'm in the middle of, which would be huge, but it's just kind of thick. Well then, let's see if variation is small town. A Summer Home doesn't really clarify if it's small town. What about Great and Precious Things? Ah, small town in Colorado. Ooh, okay, this is a very tough choice because I have loved Rebecca Yarros lately. I mean, I've always liked her, but like I've been reading more and more of her books and I've yet to find one that disappoints or that I don't like. So I really want to read this, but I feel like I should read this one to get it off of my TBR. This cover does scream spring though. Literally look at that. I mean, it's literally pastel and flowers, so for that alone, I'm gonna go with this one. If you don't know, this is book 3 in the Knock 'Em Out series. Are they my favorite books? No. Honestly, some of the romance is a little bit cringe. I don't even like highly recommend this series. I've talked to a lot of people who didn't even like them at all. Lucy Score's writing seems to be very hit or miss for people, but the small town vibes in this, the found family and friendships are so solid gold in this series, and so for that alone I just kind of want to keep reading and finish this series up and see how it all kind of wraps up. Okay, one more book. A book set in a garden, farm, or countryside. That is such a perfect spring prompt. Where does this take place? Darn it. I really want to read this book, but I don't think any of the time travel periods are gardens, farms, or countrysides. Both of these historical fictions are very like countryside style. New York City to the southern plantations. I've really liked other books by this historical fiction author, so I do want to try this, but I don't know that I'm in the mood for that right now. And then this one is about a family of sisters that think that they're cursed, that they'll forever be single, never find love. So they accompany their aunt, I think, to their homeland of Italy because Aunt Poppy vows she'll meet the love of her life on the steps of the cathedral on her 80th birthday and break their curse once and for all. I don't know, let's see if something else fits. This is a very spring cover, but I don't think it fits the prompt. Sadly, this will not fit that prompt, I don't think. But this book does take place in Ireland. I don't know why, but Ireland just makes me think countryside. So could I make this work? How many ways can I cheat the system is basically what this is turning into. But I've read all the other books in this series. It's Boys of Tommen, and this is book 4. Even though she's huge, she's so high on my TBR, and I think I'm like drastically stretching that prompt. But their town screams small town, close friend group, everyone knows everybody. So do I do this book? That's probably more appropriate for the prompt. Or do I stretch it and do the book I actually want to read? You know what, guys? It's my spring TBR. We're doing the book I want to read. We're gonna make this work. So there we have it. Here's my spring TBR that will sit on my cart in addition to my monthly TBRs. Again, I will not read all of these books, but I will eventually read all of these books. And I will focus on some mood reading of these this spring. I'm pretty happy with this because there's some books on here that I've wanted to read for so long, and it's just really rewarding when they get pulled from my giant shelf and put on my priorities shelf. I'm very much so looking forward to some of these books. Okay, let's get Josie back in here and see what book she chose from her shelf. That is fairy tales. This is going to be very interesting because I don't know what she's going to have on her shelf to fill that prompt. So I'm going to see how clever she was with this.
Okay.
Go ahead, show them what you picked for your fairy tale prompt.
I chose Magic
Whoa,
Bunny.
you have 6 books! She just took one prompt and grabbed 6 whole books. That's my kind of girl. Overwhelm yourself with the TBR. They're all Magic Bunny. Have you read any of these?
These two I need to read again because I forgot.
So what about these made you think fairy tale?
So this first one, he's trying to save his own place, Moonglow Meadow. He's trying to save it himself because there's these bunnies that want to take over their land, and there's like a little star theme there that they have to, that Arrow took with him to the new world, like this world.
So it's very like magical.
Yes. So he's like trying to save it so those bunnies can't take it from him and use it for their land.
Well, there you have it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, honey. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video and you have not hit subscribe yet, what should they do?
Hit the subscribe button.
And comment below, let me know what is on your spring TBR. I hope that your spring is amazing. I hope that your books are amazing, and we'll see you in the next one. Go read a book.